In this video, I'm going to share with you some super cute Easter DIYs. For this first project, I am using these egg cutout shapes and also this wood plaque. I'm also using a polka dotted piece of scrapbook paper, a white micro pen, and some different colors of Easter ribbon. Now I'm taking the scrapbook paper and the plaque, and I just used a pencil to trace the plaque onto the scrapbook paper, and then I'm taking a pair of scissors and cutting out the scrapbook paper. Now using a school glue stick, I'm going to adhere the scrapbook paper to the plaque. Now I'm going to go all around the edges, pressing the scrapbook paper down really well, and then I'm going to use a sanding block to take the paper off of the edge. This will give it a nice clean edge on the plaque. I like this sanding block because it has places on it where I can get into the little nooks and crannies of my plaque. And now I'm going to use a baby wipe and burnt umber by Apple Barrel to color my egg cutouts. I'm just going to get some of the paint onto the baby wipe and rub it onto the cutout. You could paint these eggs also if you wanted to. I just chose to do mine this way. Now I'm taking this Easter ribbon and I'm going to figure out what I want, where the cutout is. The ribbon's going to show through, so I want to determine what I want to peek through in my egg. So I just cut the piece of ribbon to fit, and then I put some hot glue around the rim of the egg, and then I just push that down into the ribbon. And then I take my scissors and trim off the excess ribbon around the outside of the Easter egg. And that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to hot glue my egg to my plaque. Now I have this egg that I'm going to be using for another project in another video, and it had these ribbon on there, and I don't need the ribbon for that project, so I'm pulling the ribbon off of the egg and gluing it to the top of this egg here to cover up the hole in the top of it. Now I'm taking a white paint marker and coloring the little bunny's tail. Now for these other two eggs, I am using two different kinds of ribbon. For this one, I'm doing it the same way, putting the glue on and then pressing it down. Now this ribbon is burlap, so I'm going to put the ribbon onto the egg instead of the egg onto the ribbon, because it'll just push through the back side of it. And then I'm trimming off the excess ribbon on both of these also. Now I have another ribbon bow that came from another Easter egg that I'm gluing onto this one. And now for the one with the orange burlap ribbon, I'm making a bow using lace. I'm just tying a knot in a piece of lace, and then I'm going to trim the tails down to make my little bow the right size for my egg. And there are these two. These could be set into a tier tray or in a vignette, however you want to use them. They're so cute. Now for the second project, I am going to make bunny treat sacks. I'm using some burlap, a stencil of a bunny, some carrots, a piece of cardboard, some jute that has green leaves on them, and some flowers. Now I'm cutting a piece of cardboard 2 inches by 4 inches, and I'm cutting this so that whenever I make the bunny sack, it will stand up more easily. It just makes the bottom firm and gives it a good base to stand up on. Now I'm taking this piece of burlap and I'm going to cut it 3 inches wider than my piece of cardboard. So it'll be 7 inches wide by 12 inches long. Now fold the burlap in the middle to create a line so I know where to glue the cardboard down. Just going to glue it about center ways. Now I'm going to flip the burlap over and I'm going to use the stencil to stencil on a white bunny. Then I turn the stencil around upside down to stencil the bunny for the other side. Now we're going to make the sack. It's going to be folded basically like how you wrap a package. Pull the bottom up and then fold both of the sides over and then secure it with glue. I have a little bit of difficulty here, but you'll see it comes together. I just wasn't giving my glue enough time to start taking hold. And glue up this side as well. Then we turn it over and do the same thing on this side. Fold in the bottom and then fold both of the sides over. Just whenever you do this, just make sure you give your glue time to dry some. I wasn't giving mine enough time to set, and so it was pulling apart on me. There we go, cute little bunny sack. Now I'm putting some stuffing down inside of this bag. I'm just going to keep putting it in there until I think I have enough. Then I'll stick in my carrots and test it out to see if I have enough stuffing. And I determine I do not. So I'm going to put some more stuffing inside of the bag. Now I'm going to take this jute that has the leaves on it. The leaves are ribbon. It's really cute jute. I got that from Temu. And I stick the eggs down in, and then I'm going to tie this jute ribbon around the top of the bag. Put the carrots down in and then pull it tighter. And then I'm going to take these flowers and use the jute to also secure those to the bag. Now I'm just going to fiddle with it some more so that it looks the way I want it to look. It's a little crumpled there in the front. So I'm just going to straighten that up a little bit. And then I'm going to use some hot glue to help hold the bag and the carrots all in place where I want them to stay. And there we have it, an adorable little bunny treat sack. Now for this next project, I'm using these pictures of my grandchildren at Easter last year, a cutting board, some wooden bunnies, some small clothespins, and this medium blue paint I'm going to use to paint the cutting board with. Now I'm going to take a baby wipe and burnt umber, and I'm going to give some color to my bunnies and my clothespins. Now I'm taking this fan brush and some white paint, and I'm going to just lightly go over my cutting board. I want it to kind of look wispy like clouds on top of the blue paint on the cutting board. Now I'm going to use hot glue and glue my bunnies to my clothespins. Now I'm taking a sanding block and I'm going to go over the cutting board just so that the white paint's not real thick and it looks more cloud-like. Now I'm going to take my pictures and determine the placement that I want, and I'm going to clip the clothespins with the bunnies on them onto the pictures. That way I have a better idea of where they're going to hang. And then once I like where they're at, I'm going to use the hot glue to secure those onto the cutting board. And there we have that. That is so cute. I'm going to hang this up on my kitchen wall. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.